What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and as you can tell by the title, I wanted to play every single Fight Night game in one long sitting. Of course I had to stop to change over consoles and stuff because I went from the PS2 to the PS3, but I just wanted to do it in one long sitting and not compare it to any outside game. I wanted just to compare the games to each other. And you will see a clear progression from 2004 all the way to 2011, obviously Fight Night Champion in 2011, and Fight Night 2004 obviously in 2004. This was generally a lot of fun to do. Of course, you guys know I've had some opinions on Fight Night games over the years. I've made what one of my favourite is very clear. But playing them all in a row, you can definitely see some improvements, some declines in things that should have stayed, and so on and so forth. I will be doing this again with UFC, but this was tons of fun. I stuck to the heavyweight division and tried to use a different fighter every single game, sorry. I just set them for 4 rounds because I wanted to be sure that if I did go to decision that the video wasn't going to be too long, but I tried to get as many knockouts as possible, and of course I also edited them down to make the video shorter, because if not you're probably looking at about a 40 to 50 minute long video. So I cut down the fights just to some key parts of gameplay, just bits of me talking about the games, and honestly it was tons of fun. I genuinely really enjoyed them. I'll be giving my thoughts at the very end of the video, but without further ado guys, enjoy. So we start here with Fight Night 2004. I'm going to probably guarantee that you guys can't guess what year this came out. We're going to go into the heavyweight division. I want to use a big hitter. Real tons of power. Looks like the most power is Lennox. So we're going to go with Lennox Lewis up against Sonny Liston. Alright. So here we are. We have got... Just want to test that blocking out quickly. Okay, that's the headbutt. Okay, that's the head movement. There we go. So you cannot block and move. You also completely stand still when you throw. Some big shots already. I think I've cut him because of the headbutt. I didn't mean to headbutt him there. I'm trying to use the head movement. You can do directional blocking like that as well, which is kind of cool. But the game is very... Plant your feet and throw. There is not much striking while moving in this game. And down he goes with the classic Fight Night 2004 Ragdolls. Wasn't able to hit him more on his way down. Tried to, but couldn't juggle that boy. Oosh, 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 oosh. Yes, I done it. I juggled that boy. Oh, brilliant. What is Liston taunting me for? I'm barely even touching him at this point. He's got to be done here, surely. Good knockout victory. Well done to Sonny Liston for getting up, I suppose. It took 8 knockdowns. All in all, a fun game. I'm not going to give my review right off the rip, so let's just get into Fight Night Round 2. And now we jump to the glorious year that is 2005 by popular demand. Fight Night Round 2. I'm going to jump back up into that heavyweight division. Ali is pretty naughty in this game, I won't lie. His jab and straight is nasty. People always talk about how this game had the... overpowered haymaker, whereas for me I don't really use power punches, so for me this game is the overpowered jab and straight game. That's pretty much what it is for me. So yeah, we're going to skip this. This was also cool. Even in quick match you got to do focus training, quick training, or skip training. We'll skip it, and yeah, we're going to head to the Staples Center. It may take me a little while to figure out the controls because this game had some weird base set controller configuration, so I might have to move it around a little bit to try and keep all the controls as relatively similar to each other as possible. Okay, yeah. See, square taunts. So I don't want that. So a little bit of a different play style to when we played Fight Night 2004. I have only gone for the 4-rounders just in case the fights go a bit too long. But you can see, you can work. This game is a much faster paced game. Much faster. You can tell already in the difference in styles between the games. I like this one, to be honest. It's not everyone's favourite, but I honestly enjoy this. So I'm getting my cheeks beaten up in this corner. So you can see I can make him miss, make him pay, and like, because it's Joe Frazier, he's just going to keep trying to unload on big shots. So as you can see, I'm just going to See what I mean? I am really like in and out, and this game is great for that. This game is really great for the in and out. You can see, as much as people say about level change in the newer games, there's not much level change unless you really like do that. So just something interesting I just noticed there. Like, there's not really much level change unless you really like want to be down there already. But a much faster paced game to Fight Night 2004. Definitely a different style. We can also see this. I will play this. I'm not going to do it every time. But I'm just going to show you guys that it's there. I'm not going to do it every time, but I'll show you guys it in every game to see how it looks. Personally, I'm not a mini-game fan in this regard. I prefer to be the boxer and not the cut man, but that's just me. You guys let me know your thoughts on if you like these mini-games or not. But for me, I prefer to just be the... unless it's in career mode, I prefer to just be the boxer as opposed to the cut man. Oh, the body shots tagged him. Damn it, I can't even land the jab. There we go. 2 to the body, 2 to the head, and down he goes. Oh my lord, look at that for a replay. I do love a replay system, me guys, I really do. I love a replay system. Absolutely sensational. Oh, he's wobbling.
He's looking to take the initiative with that jab. Look how swollen that winding haymaker puts him on the floor. He looks completely out of it.
I've just been flash dropped after dominating the fight. Well, I don't even know what to say about that fight, guys. That was incredible. Lots of knockdowns. But, of course, I won. No surprise there. 37-33 because there was tons of 10-7 rounds. Alright, well, like I said, I'm not going to talk about them too much. I'm just going to kind of jump across the next one. So let's go across to the PlayStation 3 for Fight Night Round 3. And, yeah, the difference of pace between these first two was insane. So let's see what it's like into their third edition of the Fight Night series. Let's get into it. So now we jump forward to the marvellous year that was 2006, where the PS3 was released, and so was Fight Night Round 3. They actually released it twice, once for the PS2, and then they released it shortly after for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, I believe. We're going to jump back into the heavyweight division as we've been doing for this video. I've been trying to use a different fighter every game. I think for this one, I'm going to go with James Toney. He's a big boy in this heavyweight division in this game, but you know, people always talk about Fight Night Round 3, James Toney, Fight Night Round 3, James Toney, Fight Night Round 3, James Toney. So without further ado, guys, we're going to go up against Roy Jones, and yeah, see how this shakes out. Okay, boys. All right, let's get through. We've just come from the very, very fast-paced world of Fight Night Round 2. And now we're going to see how we do. Remember, guys, I've got it set to 4 rounds apiece. So there's a good chance we may not reach a knockout every time. We may go the distance. Just want to turn the commentary off quickly. Definitely feeling more heavyweight here, as opposed to Fight Night Round 2, where you feel very featherweight in the heavyweight division, which is great. I cannot complain. I like the way you can move around in this game. That's the one thing I do not like, is the parry counters in this game. It's really, really overpowered, and it's definitely a nightmare. There's always something overpowered in a Fight Night game. It's just the way it goes. Oh, a little bit of head movement there. But yeah, so, you know, can't complain too much, but it's just my biggest pet peeve with the game. But every shot feels really nice so far. We're definitely fighting at a different pace. Oh my lord, Roy Jones took that from the depths. Just fighting on the front foot here, just pushing Roy Jones back, seeing what I can do. Yeah, that's what I mean by those counters. The amount of time you're left open, exposed, is crazy. But yeah, man, I feel pretty heavy here. I feel pretty heavyweight, I won't lie. So a much slower paced heavyweight exchange than Fight Night Round 2 and even Fight Night 2004, you could argue. So we need to... I'm just going to do this. I only do it once, to be honest, guys. I'm not going to do it a bunch. Like, you know, I'll just show you guys it once so you can see. And yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to do. You guys can see that you have cuts as well as swelling. And they actually removed this minigame for Fight Night Round 4 and Fight Night Champion, which we'll get into later in this video. You can really land some real stinkers in this game, real powerful shots, which I just love. This is also a game you can actually snap out the jab quite nice. The jabs and straights have very little mustard on them, in my opinion. They are more taps than anything. Whereas Fight Night Round 2, sorry, they felt a bit more useful. You can definitely use them, and you can definitely knock people out with the jab straight in this game. But this game, for me, really immortalized the inside fighting in Fight Night series, for sure. I think you definitely want to prioritize your inside fighting in this game. You want to learn how to use those parry counters. You want to learn how to fight on the inside. Because the outside fighting is not always going to be that method to victory. Oh, a big... Tried to hit him again on his way down. Big backhand hook over the top of the guard. Lovely. Nice knockdown. Again, Fight Night, the earlier Fight Night games love this. When you knock them down, they would like walk around for ages, like taunting, which you don't actually do in real life often. You normally get pushed to the side, pushed to a neutral corner. One thing I have noticed though is there has been no referee in game in these first 3 games. I honestly can't remember for round 4, round champion if they have the referee. It's not really what I focus on, but it's just something I wanted to point out. The only time we've seen a ref so far has been when you get dropped in the games. The ref suddenly appears to count over you. Oh, it looks like I'm fighting off the back foot. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. What's up, Roy? What's up, Roy? Huh? What's up, Roy? What's up, Roy? I'll fight off the ropes. Fighting off the ropes can be so easy in this game sometimes because you can just keep like rotating around to just get away from the shots. I'm still here just fighting off the ropes. Like, I haven't needed to do too much. I've been winning every exchange we've had between the two of us. Oh, look, he's backing away. Even the AI has figured out that game plan is just not working. Oh, that's fantastic. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, you lucky son of a bitch. Oh, the sidestep and lead hook. Oh my god, Roy Jones sat down like a primary school kid at assembly. Sat his ass down there. Not often I use the sidestep in that way, but I felt like a really useful tool, to be honest. Sidestepping and throwing the lead hook from that awkward angle. Oh, look at him sitting there. I think there is a good chance he does stay down. I have turned the speech off, guys, just because the commentary was doing my melanin. But there we go. And then this is a very odd end screen for me. Fight Night Round 3 was always the nitty-gritty one for me, which I really liked. It definitely felt more rough than the others. But like where he's like pointing at him and taunting at him, I was always like, oh my god, that's so cold-blooded. But all in all, great fun. Really great fun for this game. So yeah, let's jump across to Fight Night Round 4. And with less than a second for you guys, we jump forward to the wonderful year of 2009. The PlayStation 3 had been out for 3 years, and Fight Night Round 4 has just released. I still say that this and Round 3 are my favourite 2 games. I think they're absolutely awesome. People always say that you can't use the buttons to punch. I think that's just on Xbox you can't do that. And yeah, this is one of my favourite games, just hands down. We're going to have to use Mike Tyson, obviously. It would be foolish of us not to. And who can we beat up? Let's beat someone up. I know that's what you guys want to see. Alright, boys, here we go. One of my favourite games, favourite fighting games. Okay, boys, here we are. First round, Mike Tyson, James Toney. Fight Night Round 4. Going to use lots of hooks. As always, we've just set it to 4 rounds. And I love this game. The head movement is slick. The shots feel good. I think the game looks visually incredible for its time and looks far better than most other fighting games that we have at the moment. I love this game. I love this game. I'm going to try and remain, as much as I say I love this game, I'm going to try and remain unbiased while playing all of these in one sitting. And this one definitely has a more balanced pace. So round 2 we had heavyweights that were really fast. Round 3 it was slow unless you wanted to inside fight with the heavyweights. Now this feels like, you know, it could be because we're using different fighters, I understand that. But I'm just going off of the experience I'm having today, playing them all in one sitting. And I've had my shit tag nice and early. It's okay. The counter punchers can do that in this game. But James Toney's not wanting to throw much at the always dangerous Mike Tyson. I might try and counter punch myself a little bit. Oh my lord, I get smoked here. I'm never a very good Mike Tyson player though, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm never a very good Mike Tyson player. Never have been in any games. I don't know what it is. It's just like, I'm just not a fan of using Mike, but I thought we would for this one, as he was a cover star as well as Ali, but we've already used Ali today. But I think this game has got a lovely pace to it. I think this game has got a really lovely pace. I'm a fan. You know, you really can, from someone that's done a few careers, you really can utilize outside game, you can utilize inside game, counter punching. I feel like this is a very balanced experience. From playing all of them just today alone, I feel like it's a pretty balanced experience, to be honest. As you can see, we've got boxes of recovery, health, stamina, and damage, and you pretty much spend the points you get throughout each round. Land some nice shots here. I'm just kind of getting on the inside, and when I hit him with a big shot, using a bit of range, some jabs from time to time. We're coming towards the end of the second round. He's eating a lot, to be honest. He's eating a lot. Trying my best to get him out of here, you know, at least try and drop him perhaps, but no way that actually worked, that head movement like that. Oh my lord, I've never done that before. Just slip side to side and see what happened. There's no way that's actually working like that. That's a bit OP, isn't it? That's crazy. I've never known that. Woo! My god, what a way to end that round. That was insane. Oh, I don't know if... I'm hoping we get to see a knockdown or something this round, guys. I really do. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Just absolutely hammered those hooks. I don't even care about it looking good. Once I had him rocked, I just knew I needed to Mike Tyson my way through him and just hook and uppercut and body and head and just tear him to bits. But he's okay. Oh, it's all over. He bounced off the ground that time. Also, Fight Night Round 4 was the introduction of this, where you could do it from different angles. Very nice. The same hand hook, nothing uglier in boxing video games than the same hand hook. It doesn't matter what boxing video game, the same hand hook is always ugly. Is he down? Is he out? I can just see the ref's butt, but I can't actually look around. Oh, he's down. Let's go! Well, always fun. Dominated the fight, apparently. I didn't think I did, to be honest. I thought I was going to lose. Always fun to play this game. And, yeah, you could definitely visually see the improvements from round 3 to round 4. But anyways, we're going to jump across to Fight Night's last edition, which was Fight Night Champion. Now, of course, a lot of you guys know my thoughts on Fight Night Champion. I'm going to try and remain completely unbiased. So let's jump to Fight Night's last ever game, or at least the last game in the Fight Night series. Let's go. Now we jump to the year 2011 to play EA's last Fight Night game, Fight Night Champion. As always, throughout this, we're going to stick to the heavyweight division. And of course, like I mentioned, I will talk about things. Obviously, we're going to stick to the heavyweight division. And, you know, while we're in the game, I may talk a little bit about comparisons between the two. Right off the bat, I'm noticing this is just not as visually pleasing or as bright as Fight Night Round 4. They done Sonny Liston and Lennox Lewis unbelievably dirty in this game. Lennox Lewis's overall at 85 is disgusting. Disgusting. Alright, boys. I thought I'd go with Vladimir Klitschko. That has the more powerful jab straights. You can win an entire fight and knock someone out repeatedly with nothing but the jab. Now, it definitely has that going for it. And in terms of career, when I've played, it is fun to mix up the gameplay style. Also, we see the referee actually in action in this game, as opposed to the other ones where he only appears during the knockdowns. I think visually, after playing them all, this is definitely not the best one. I think I can stand by my original statement of this not being the best one. This does have a great jab straight. I think the jabs are somewhat unnecessarily powerful, perhaps. You know, when you play them all like in a row like I have today, like within the last... I played them all in the last 3 hours because obviously I had to set up all the consoles and stuff. It's not terrible. Like I've said, guys, it's not. This is not my favourite one. I will try and remain unbiased during this video. I'll give my thoughts at the end. Definitely lagging some. I am on the PS3. I didn't want to change console, and I know people say, if you played the Xbox One edition of it, it's so much better. But that's no excuse, because Fight Night Round 4 doesn't have a new edition, and that still runs smoothly 24/7. So you can see I've used nothing really but the jab and straight, and I would say I'm pretty much dominating this round, doing tons of damage to him, using the long arms of Klitschko, trying to catch him with an uppercut as he comes in, maybe. The footwork feels like a chore, in my opinion. Definitely feels like a chore compared to the others. I felt like I could move more freely. This one, I feel like I'm having to fight like sideways anti-gravity that's like pushing me backwards at all times. You know, that's just how I feel when playing this. I think the footwork is terrible. But every shot is like... That's the thing with this game. I think that's why people enjoy this game. And people overrate it in their heads, I believe, because the sound effects, every shot that lands is bang! Death. You know what I mean? Every single sound effect in this game that comes out of these fighters' hands is a death shot. However, I do like that they have gone with a bigger level change in this game as opposed to the others. The others didn't really have a grand level change. Fight Night Round 4 did. But if we talk Fight Night Round 3 versus this Fight Night Champion game, there was very little level change. Whereas Fight Night Round 2 as well, especially. But this, like, even while walking, if you want to throw that straight, your fighter really dips down, which is how it should be. And in comparison to the other games, this game has some of the worst knockdown or knockout animations, in my opinion. The other games are far superior in their knockdown. The way he kind of balanced, like, jiggled his arsehole to me, like, why are you doing that, brother? Just keep letting him walk into the straight, you know? Oh! See what I mean? Done it again like this. Like, I don't get why they thought that was a good animation, but... You know, like I said, I want to keep this video centered within the Fight Night series, and that's why I'm comparing it to the older Fight Night games at the same time. But when you play them all in a row, you definitely can see the progression of gameplay. You really can. Easy dub. Vladimir Klitschko will always be a beast. But you definitely can see the progression of gameplay. While some games, the Fight Night games from 2004 to 2011... You know, Fight Night 2004, Round 2, Round 3, Round 4, and Fight Night Champion, across their 7 years of their progression, you definitely do see rise and fall of certain things, whether it be knockdown animations, impact of punches, combination work, footwork, you know, stuff like that. So, there's definitely, yeah, definitely some intrigue there. I've really enjoyed this, though. And then we have it, guys. 5 Fight Nights spread over 7 years of production by EA Sports. We saw many different fighters in that heavyweight division, different knockouts, different styles of fighting. Overall, a really fun experience that I honestly did enjoy over a 2 or 3 hour period. Now, right off the start, I want to say there was clear improvement across the games in terms of basic things like being able to walk and block, being able to throw more effectively while moving. Those were clear improvements. We saw things like in Fight Night Champion where the jab and straight were just as powerful as the hooks and uppercuts. And, you know, for some people that's not good. For me, I like sometimes being able to pop out a sharp jab. But then there was times where I think it should be more like Round 2 where the jab and straight are good and they have the good power, but they're not overpowered like they are in, say, Champion. Overall, I still put Fight Night Round 4 and Fight Night Round 3 at the top of my list, followed by Fight Night Round 2, and then probably 2004 and then just under that, Fight Night Champion. I still think Fight Night Champion is my least favourite and least enjoyable game, but it was fun in this experience to go through all of them and see the progression. I even think that in Fight Night Champion, graphics actually took a dip. I believe Fight Night Round 4 looked visually better, but I do believe they went for a slightly different style in Fight Night Round 4 as opposed to Champion and Round 3. There's clearly mixes, and they tried to go for some games and some areas more simulation and realistic, and some areas more arcade. And then in some games they went for more visually pleasing, more nitty and gritty, more, realistic lighting, so on and so forth. But overall, a lot of fun. I don't think any Fight Night would earn itself a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. I have looked at some of the Metacritic reviews, and you really can't believe that they absolutely talk utter shit, the Metacritic reviews. You get people there giving the new God of War game a 0. So to me, that shows that as a whole, the Metacritic website is a load of toss. But of course, I would probably give at the highest Round 4 or Round 3 an 8 out of 10, maybe a 7.5, maybe an 8.5 if I'm being generous. So all in all, great games, and I had fun with this. And, while you guys know that I'm not a big fan of Champion, I honestly did enjoy playing it in this regard. I think that it's still my least favourite. I think it's the easiest to break down. I don't think there's anything remotely challenging about the game. But all in all, a really fun video for me to make. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your favourite Fight Night was. And maybe when watching this video, did you pick up on anything that you didn't expect to see between the games? Because honestly, for me, editing this video and watching it back and seeing the footage, I was surprised at how massive the graphical differences were from game to game, despite only being sometimes a year gap, sometimes 2 or 3 year gap at most. I was surprised to see the graphics take such huge steps and sometimes huge declines, in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and let's hope if EA Sports make a Fight Night, they remaster Fight Night Round 3 and Round 4, and maybe bring us Fight Night Round 5 and follow the trend of those two games. But that's just my thoughts. But thank you as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.